Hello everyone, and I want to do something new today, statement analysis and tarot. So this is a mixture of all of my favorite things, true crime, tarot, and statement analysis. And if any of you have any suggestions down below, any statements you want analysed, whether that be from a public figure, from a well-known case, or, just anything. If you want the tea, let me know down below and we will spill the tea for you. So I want to start with Don Wells, because there was always something he said in the case regarding his daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells, that deeply disturbed me. He was speaking at a vigil or in church about her, and instead of sending a hopeful and optimistic message, it sounded more like a sermon at a funeral. So I really just want to clarify this statement with some cards and oracles. I'm going to start with the dictionary. We're going to do some bibliomancy first. That's what it's called, if you want to know the official term. So let's see what we can get. So the statement we are analysing right now, Spirit, in regards to the Summerwells case in Tennessee, is that of her father, Don Wells. And he said he will see her in the resurrection. So can we get some info on why he said this? Please and thank you. Okay. Piece de resistance. The best achievement. Event providing climax to occasion. I really don't like that word being there. This was his piece de resistance, his goodbye, his ending. That's why it sounded like a sermon, because in his mind it was. This is a piece of his mind. This was a Freudian slip. Pickle, pickpocket. He has been known to steal things. Panties, to name one. Picky, fussy. Okay. Maybe they thought Summer was fussy. Pickup. He drives a pickup truck, and I do feel like when it came to a pickup, whether this was the day of or whatever the timeline truly was, I feel like Don was involved. Mounted bullfighter, picador. Yeah, well, he is a walking red flag, right? Physic, medicine. Psychic also is significant. Photosensitive. Study of functions. Yeah, so his psychology is a very interesting one. Pig out. Piety, devotion to God. That's why he did it. It was his piece de resistance, his last hurrah, his goodbye, his farewell to Summer, and he also wanted to be seen as pious in the community. Smile for the picture. I'm hearing a song, Dollhouse, by Melanie Martinez, and I feel like that song describes the situation, the living situation of the Wells. Hey Mom, please wake up. Dad's with a slut, and your son is smoking cannabis. Nobody listens, this wallpaper glistens. Don't let them see what goes down in the kitchen. Yeah, places, get in your places, smile for the picture. Yeah, but it was disturbing behind closed doors. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, what I'm going to do is, what did he mean by this? And then we're going to get the why. And I also want to pull these 3 oracles. We're going to do this quickly because I don't want to linger too long. Yeah, I feel like this is a quick decision because I always pick up quick decisions with Summerwells. Falling in love. Okay. So let's get the Kipper. What did donwells mean by that statement? I'll see her in the resurrection. Marriage. Okay. Distant horizons. Yeah, he knows he won't see her on this earthly plane again, but he feels he may see her in another place. But listen, I don't think this guy is going to heaven. He is anchored to hell. And, you know, that's not only in the afterlife. I feel like he is in a living hell. Maybe when it comes to his conscience. So let's see. What did donwells mean by he will see Summerwells in the resurrection? The child. Yeah. And the bouquet. It's like, goodbye, my child. Farewell, my child. He had to sacrifice his child in order to keep his marriage. I do feel like they were afraid of Summer talking. And it's like there was a reason they kept her mute. They wanted to keep her silent. So in a way, it's like they didn't even teach her how to express her needs. They wanted to keep her in a placid, docile state. And I feel like mom was in a docile state and dad was, you know, wanting to look good to society, but behind closed doors, he was all about his own visceral pleasures, no matter whose expense it came at. Even if it was a child's expense. Okay, so I want to ask what he meant. What did donwells mean by this statement? Trust. Yeah, he genuinely trusts that he will see her again in the resurrection flowering. It's like it's mirror her kind of a thing, and laziness. There's the Freemason connection again. So he was lazy when it came to, you know, child rearing, child raising. He liked to sit back and kind of just trust that everything would fall into place. So he's trying to trust in God, ripeness and flowering. Yeah, so something to do with Summer's physique was causing issues. Okay, so let's clarify these cards. What did donwells mean by saying he will see Summer in the resurrection? Massive regrets. Yeah. Look, his face is in his hands. This is literally how he feels. But he still trusts that he will go to heaven. And this is showing... Oh, this is a T card. Oh, so we have a bit of tea hidden in here. Stalker. Yeah, a hidden stalker where they're not supposed to be. Okay. So, targeted. Someone was targeted. Rejected. What did donwells mean by this statement? Side hustle. Money. The money wasn't worth it. He has massive regrets now. He's being watched and kind of blocked because his truth cannot be known. I do feel like he has massive regrets about what he did to Summer. Yeah, what he put her through, we do have love child. So I do feel like there's different ways we can take this, but I think we can take it every way that comes into mind. Yeah, he loves a lot of things, but when it comes to his love of children, I think that's in a more nefarious way. Okay, so let's get the why he said it, and we'll close this out. I'm gonna do Candace next. Let me know any suggestions, any statements that you want analysed, and we will pull some cards and analyse at the same time. We can do both. We can use logic and spirituality, hopefully. So we're asking why. The Seven of Swords in reverse, revelations, freedom, truth. Yeah, because he feels like this truth will set him free. He had to apologise to get it off his chest because it's weighing on him. Pride of riches, delay, apprehension. Yeah, okay. Wise counsel, trustworthiness, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. So I don't feel like he was paid to say this, but I do feel like there was a money exchange and he feels like he's paid his price. So he deserves to see her again in the resurrection. I do feel like he was ignoring a lot of things, and these swords have come and kind of stabbed him in the back. He puts his foot in his mouth. He has Freudian slips. It's because he's worried. Yeah. So he's trying to focus on the future, but I don't know. I feel like his regrets are really taking over, taking control. We do have the Lovers in reverse. Frustration, avoidance of choice, or overcommitment. Yeah, so I feel like Don feels like he made the wrong choice by choosing Candace over Summer. This could have been an ultimatum because of Don's predilections, but I do feel like he also exchanged Summer in monetary ways, and he feels like he made the wrong choice. It came with a cost, and he's now paying the consequences of his actions, and so he should. So he should. I am disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. So I feel like Donwells maybe does have the decency to be disgusted with himself, but it's never made him change his ways. Certainly not. What is the T on this statement? Giving money. Money again. Yep. He was given money. And maybe he's getting hush money in one way or the other. Karmic friends. He can't trust his friends. He's looking over his shoulder. Photo proof evidence. Yeah, so I feel like people have evidence on him. And I feel like he's also got evidence that Summer is no longer here alive with us. Hence why the sermon, looking you up. Yeah, because he's got people watching him to make sure he keeps his mouth shut. Yeah, he made the choice and now he has to make and take the consequences. Yeah, and he feels like he made the wrong choice, dirty offer. Yeah, so this was a dirty offer, and it involves a lot of dirty people, dirty money, dirty cash, and it was all at poor Summer's expense. And Don is worried that someone who he kept around, the company he kept, may talk for money. So yeah, he's in a bit of a pickle himself now. So let me know what you thought, what you'd like to see next, and I hope to see and connect with you all again very soon. Goodbye, God bless, and let's all pray for justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Mwah.